Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 1st, and just got dropped off on the trailhead by one of the employees in the restaurant. And we were actually where I got off the trail, I don't know, maybe 8-10 miles south of Diamond Lake. So, and a little higher elevation, so there's more snow here than at the resort. When I left the resort this morning, it was sunny, not a cloud in the sky. 10 miles down the road, snow is 3 inches deep on the trail, and it is gray like it's about to snow or rain. Oh. So anyway, I got to Diamond Lake Resort last Friday, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. No, it was earlier than that, about 3 o'clock. And kind of kept an eye on this storm. I was going to leave Monday originally, but it's still called for a 30% chance of snow and super cold at night. So I stayed one more night. Looking at this trail and the weather right now, I wish I stayed another night. Because I do not have waterproof shoes and nor socks. If my feet get wet, they're going to be cold. So I only have 10 miles to get to Crater Lake Rim Trail. And of course my backpack is huge and killing me already. Killing my shoulders. So anyway, I'm gonna get hiking and I gotta warm up. Well, here's the current trail. Winter Wonderland. Now, this is weird how like I said earlier, I'm guessing 8-10 miles south of Diamond Lake Resort. And it must be a little higher elevation because they got a lot more snow than we did at the resort. And what's gonna suck is camping tonight. If I had to put my tent on snow, of course, my body heat's gonna make all that snow turn to water, and the bottom of my tent's all wet. And eventually my shoes are gonna be wet. Trying to keep the snow off of them as much as I can. But hopefully, the farther south we go, I don't know how big this storm was. But, and I'm thinking that's why Mazama Village at Crater Lake went ahead and closed up early because this storm came in. Because all those employees, I guess, got to be able to get out of there. So it's about 3 inches deep right here. But actually, last night when I was eating dinner, I met a guy. He was a northbounder hiker, and he skipped up to Washington, I guess last month, and did Washington, and now he's doing Oregon to finish his hike up. So all he's got to do is get the Cascade Locks, and he's done. He's heading north, and I already had a ride lined up. He was asking, his brother was with him and was going to take him to trailhead this morning, but he was going super early, and I didn't want to go that early. So I stayed with the ride I had, and it's kind of cool. Talking about I don't see a lot of wildlife. Once it snows, there's just tracks everywhere. This whole woods is just filled with tracks. Rabbit, deer. I saw a little bobcat track. Should have taken a picture of it. And coyote tracks. I don't know if it's going to show up. That's a rabbit. Rabbit track. So Oh, you can definitely, something else I wanted to say. I mentioned, of course, I got off trail at that highway. Well, I didn't show that, the Highway 138 to Diamond Lake last Friday. And as you can see, there's not another human footprint on this trail since then. So I'm definitely the last Sobo. And even though Nobo's tracked around here since the snow hit. But unless you have the right gear, you just cannot hike in this stuff, because once you get wet, you're screwed. If shoes get wet, socks, all that, it's not going to dry at these temperatures. No sun, so you're kind of screwed. I really didn't expect this much snow in here, though. And I didn't expect gray clouds just 8 miles down the road. That's crazy. So actually, I'm not too cold. My fingertips are freezing because it is about freezing temperature-wise. Everything else is all right. So I'm gonna get to hiking. Well, it's about 12 o'clock. Done 5 miles. So I think it's just because it's so cold, I've been booking it. I was in a exposed sunny area and I got hot, so I had to take the puffy off. Then I went back in the woods, started freezing, so I just put my wind jacket on. Plus the sun is melting the snow on these pine trees, and it's like snow bombs dropping everywhere. Looks like I'm about to get into another little exposed area because I was getting cold. Well, I just ran into a young Nobo couple, and they have done what a lot of people had done. Skipped up to Washington in September and did it first. Now doing Oregon to finish their trail. And they gave me a couple tips on what's coming up. They didn't do the Crater Lake Rim Trail, but they did the PCT. I don't know why, but they said I was already looked, there was no water anywhere. And they said there's a water cache coming up at the trail junction for the PCT and the Rim Trail. And they hit it this morning. They said it was half frozen, but it should be thawed when I get there. It shouldn't be too much longer. And they told me that pretty much you have to illegally camp everywhere because all the Crater Lake campsites are closed. And so I don't know what the hell they expect you to do. Can't hike 30 miles today, so I'm gonna camp. There's 2 coming up, but one's not very far. It only gives me like a total 11 miles for the day. And hell, I'll be there by mid-afternoon. Then there's one about halfway through the Rim Trail. But I saw on Gut Hooks where it was closed, but that was months ago because of cougar activity, which it's closed. Everything's closed anyway, so that's probably where I'm going to go. There is a spring back in there. After that, there's nowhere to camp. You get to the other south end, and it's the lodge and the store and all that stuff, and there's nowhere to camp. I got to get to the post office tomorrow, and it's the other direction. Whew. So, oh, that sun feels good. Gee, I wasn't expecting to see anybody today. So anyway, I'm gonna get going. I'm getting cold. My fingers get cold holding the phone up. Well, it's about 1 o'clock. I don't know how many miles. I just took about 20 minutes talking to a cool guy from Australia. And he done what a lot of people did. He went ahead and flipped up to get Washington done before the snows back in August. Now he's doing Oregon. And he told me he left Crater Lake yesterday, the south end, and he was going to do the rim trail. And he said he would advise not doing it. And I was like, oh man, I wanted to be by Crater Lake the whole way. And he said, well, then he started explaining. He said there were some drifts that would be waist high in snow, right? And he said the trail is like sometimes just on the edge of the lake. And he said he didn't have snow experience and was a little scared of that. But he said there's also a road that actually follows the rim trail. So he said you can bail. He said he just bailed off of it and took the road the whole way. And he says actually the trail intersects with the road several times. And you walk in the road and then back on the trail. So he said if you are going to do it, you do have bailout points if the snow's too sketchy for you. So I decided I still am going to try it. And he said he has no snow experience being from Australia. And man, I forgot his name already. He cool guy. We talked for like about 20 minutes. He was asked me if I saw that other couple, and I said, yeah, they're a couple hours ahead of you. Because they took the PCT, not the rim. And he told me what he did, how he camped. He said, yeah, he said all the campgrounds are closed. He said he just got back to that road. It's a paved road. And he just found a flat spot right off the road. He said he decided if a damn ranger came up, he just said, hey, it was an emergency, man. I had to find somewhere to camp. So, yeah. Oh, and the other reason he bailed off of it, he said, was when he started on it, it started snowing. And it was complete whiteout and he couldn't see anything. So that's why he got off and didn't even get back on it. Just took the road. So I think I still will try it. And that was more at the south end that he came on. But he said, yeah, there were several sections where, in his words, was crotch deep in snow right on the trail. It's probably 6 inches now. Luckily, that couple and the guy from Australia already came through here because I got footprints to follow. Because when I started this morning, I had none. But it was only about 1 inch to 2 inches deep. But yeah, I've climbed up. I'm probably 700 feet elevation. So the snow is definitely deeper here. Here's a view of the trees with the snow all on them. And as I mentioned earlier, that snow is melting off these trees. I've been hitting the head several times. Well, I decided to take the Crater Lake Rim Trail. It is a little hard following the trail because there are no footprints. Nobody's come this way. Everybody took the PCT. But once I get on top by the lake, it should be easier to follow. Oh. And then it gets confusing at times because animals walk by or on the trail and then get off the trail, and it looks like I'll follow the animal trail. Pretty much, if you can see kind of how it slopes down, that's pretty much the trail. The snow kind of goes down and builds up on the sides. At least that's what I'm assuming. And it's about 4 inches deep. I had to go up to the PCT point to pass this to get water. There was some guy sitting in the car in the parking lot, older gentleman, and I was sitting on a log eating some snacks, and he gets out of his car and opens his trunk and comes walking my way and hands me 2 apples. I ate one, man. That thing was the juiciest ass. It was just dripping juice. So I ate one, and I'm taking one with me. And I'm only carrying 1.5 liters of water. So that is going to be my water for camp tonight, wherever I decide to camp. And as I mentioned earlier, all the campgrounds are closed. So you're supposed to have a permit. Well, if they're closed, you're not supposed to camp anyway. But I don't know what the crap they expect PCT hikers to do, because I'm not hiking 25 miles just not to camp in Crater Lake. So, and I think I have service, so when I get up here, take some pictures of the lake, put them on Facebook. Now this is where the trail gets real hard to follow. Those tracks up there, deer tracks. I think it goes up here to the right. Oh, the guy from Australia this morning said when he was on the rim trail, he said there were cougar tracks, bobcat tracks, and coyote tracks everywhere. I guess they like the rim trail. I'm going uphill, by the way, while I'm panting. All right, I gotta put this phone up. Hey, it's about 3:30. I'm getting close to the lake. I lost the trail when I started climbing, and man, it took me probably 45 minutes to find it. I was going everywhere. Oh. And I had to climb a mountain. My feet are soaked. I wish that the lodge was closer. Hell, I don't even know if I'm on the trail right now. It's just so hard to tell. Oh man. And I'm almost to the rim. Once I'm to the rim, I won't have any problems. All right, I gotta find the trail again. I lost it.